Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for Sunday the 30th. And I know this is late and I'm so sorry. I was actually sick yesterday and I had I don't know, this whole congestion thing, summer cold, or it's allergies. I can't figure it out. But anyhow, I just didn't feel good. So I'm like, I'm not doing anything. But when I was laying there, I got some epiphanies about something, and I really want to talk to you about it because I'm super excited about moving forward with this week because I have a really cool plan for all of you if you're on board with me. So today we have, now what are the things that when I get sick? My eyes, because I'm diabetic. I just can't see quite as well, and it's early in the morning here, so I'm going to have to, wear my glasses. Sorry. So the moon is in Pisces today, and it is still in conjunct with Chiron and Pisces. So these two are working together, and the moon is at 17 degrees, and Chiron's at about 19 degrees. So for those of you who don't know what degrees mean, and you'll hear me reference them quite a bit, I think I should really make you guys understand what that means. Okay, so I'm having this, I'm obsessed with lemon ginger tea. Oh, it just when I have no throat, I just could drink some of it, and all of a sudden it just gets amazingly better. So, but my voice, I could already feel it starting to go again. Okay, so we have the moon in Pisces, and we have Chiron in Pisces, and they are conjunct in really high degrees. So when degrees start at 0, that means that it's a seed in that particular aspect, right? In that particular transit, which usually means you work more in the lower vibration when something is at 0 degrees. When it's an infant, basically you're just trying to get your basic needs met. Think of it like that. Like when you were a baby, all you wanted was, just to get your basic, change my diaper and give me food and sleep, right? So you have that infant when it's at 0 degrees. As it gets higher, you go through, of course, your adolescence, and then you go through puberty, and then you go through adulthood, and then you go through your elderly stage. So at this stage, where these degrees are with Chiron and the moon, it suggests that whatever came up, if something came up during the full moon phase, you are now at almost you're at that adulthood stage where you could really take a look at it, you can apply life experience to it, and you can modify your behavior in that area. And this is super important to really get through your head, because with Chiron's healing, when the full moon happened, it exposed something. It could have brought about an ending. It could have brought about an ending to a thought process that you had that was psychologically shackling you. It could have brought an ending to some psychological suffering. And so now Chiron gets to dive in there, and it really gets to explore what it was trying to highlight in your life when it was in conjunct with this moon and this full moon, this 3 times more powerful full moon. Now, I want you to know that we're all going to still be feeling this moon for quite some time, because I always kind of feel the letdown of the moon for about a week. It's that realization of what happened. It's that realization that, Francis, stop pitching. It's that realization that, I have an ending, and what does that ending mean to me? Now, endings can be very good. It could be an ending to not having a job. It can be an ending to psychological suffering. It could be an ending to a toxic relationship. But you go through some pains when you actually have endings. Endings are endings. And we really attach to people and things and thought processes. So we have to wean ourselves off of whatever state that we were in. And to me, this has to be a psychological state, a state where you brought about your own suffering or brought on to other suffering. What happens is, hi, cat. Bye, cat. Today, you are conscious of what you were unconscious of, whatever that moon brought up. So you're now conscious of it. Now, how you process that and how you deal with that is going to bring about some of the energies that I see today that are not terrible. They're really not. So, for some of you, what happened made you lose a little ground in your personal power, or questioned how you find your power, how you identify power, how you identify your what you cling to define you, to allow you to have the stability to have personal power. I'm going to give you, for instance, say if some of you had a relationship issue that came up, and that relationship issue actually broke the relationship bond that you thought you had. You had a realization, a very, very intense realization. Somebody had been not honest or had been rosing over some of who they were, and you have a realization about it. Now remember that Neptune is in Pisces and it's in retrograde. So this energy, I think, is a wise energy. So all of you are going to see what happens. Even if it's the worst case scenario, you lost somebody because you realize that they were not genuine to what they were selling. It doesn't matter, because it's like the rose-colored glasses came off, or you put your glasses on so you could see. I know, dumb. And you got a realization for the actual scenario that you're in, because it takes away how you originally identified your personal power in a relationship, in a stable bond, and this has to do something with stability. I'm almost positive of it, because there is so much emphasis on just creating that stable outcome. So what's happening is Pluto in Capricorn is going to quincunx Jupiter in Virgo, and the Sun in Virgo both in conjunct as well. So we have a lot of energy, and I noticed it this week, we have a lot of energy pairing up with each other. And so when one energy gets set off, the other energy gets set off. And so if something happened that came up that made you question your personal power, or questioned who you give your power to, or question the way that you define power to yourself, then all it's going to do is it's going to oppose Jupiter and the Sun. So basically what this says is, I needed that reality check, because I needed to understand where I lose parts of myself. I need to learn that, right? And if you were caught in a routine, and I'm going to use a relationship as a routine just because, it could be anything. It could be, you just figure out that your health issues are expanding, and that you need to change your lifestyle. I mean, it could be, and you are giving power to food, or power to addictions, power to poor coping methods. You could have some realization, because this is all psychologically working in us. This is all getting us to understand many of our mental health routines. I think that is highly emphasized, especially in this very psychological area that was really highlighted during this full moon. I mean, this was a really intense area. So what I want to say is that if it's set off and you just figure, oh my gosh, I have some really bad routines, and I really need to make sure that, I set up some, good, healthy routines that, I need to figure out what I'm going to do from here. And that could create that quincunx. It could just create just not knowing what to do, or not knowing how to redefine yourself, or not knowing, not even maybe wanting to at this point, because this is a lot to deal with. There's also, we have Uranus in Aries and Jupiter in Virgo and the Sun in Virgo. Uranus wants us to have a liberating experience from all of this. It wants us to individualize ourselves. So if we define ourselves as a mother, or if we define ourselves as a person who works for a specific company, then that's not where we need to be. We need to define ourselves as, I am Annette Klein, and, you know, I'm an astrologer, and I'm a free spirit, and I'm, you know, a wonderful person. I'm a giving person. I mean, you need to define yourself. You need to figure out what makes you different, individual. And that is highly supported. If you can take yourself out of where you gave your power to something or someone else, or defined yourself through work, or the position that you hold in your workplace, if you can take a look and just define yourself of who you are as an individual, as a authentic human being, then that energy is going to have a trine in it. And it's just going to feel like, I did, yes, give my power psychologically. Yes, I had some shackles. There was something that highlighted through the full moon, but I'm okay with all of that. I've been working really hard to define myself, and if these things are starting to be highlighted, I understand the purpose they're being highlighted. I understand that they're being highlighted is because those are some of the places I need to focus on. It's just a redirection of your focus, right? We don't have to get hung up in why and how and, you know, what all the reasons for everything. I mean, we don't need to go there right now. We just need to have our attention redirected. Now, today I'm finding that it is actually a pretty beautiful day. It's a low-key day. Neptune in Pisces is going to be in opposition with Jupiter and the Sun, both working conjunct. So this is about, I think you just need some downtime, right? You need to if you take some time and you just take some private time and just process what happened, process what was revealed to you, process your dreams, take a look at your hopes and wishes, and if you could have anything you want, you know, how do you process that? I mean, I really think you just need to sit back and digest things. You know, today is Sunday, so you just want to sit back and just digest your day, you know, and not have it be, you know, a day that defines everything. I mean, not every day is a roller coaster, and not every day is a redefining moment of the human being that you are. I do think for some of you that are struggling with that Pluto and Uranus, that Pluto and Capricorn quincunx, I think you definitely need some downtime. And you know what? Sometimes to figure out where you give your power away, you've got to figure out who you are as a person, what your needs are mentally and physically. You know, where you need to feel some sort of peace and tranquility, and, you know, have some sort of balancing of, you know, when you go on a roller coaster and you go up and then you go straight down. Okay, that was the full moon experience, but now we're down. Now we've slid into where, you know, the roller coaster ends. We get off and we feel that jiggly feeling, that feeling of uneasiness when you get off the roller coaster, and you think, damn, that was fun. I'll never do it again, but that was great. And your adrenaline is rushing through you. That's kind of where you're at today, and that's an okay place for you to be. It is a non-ego-based place to be, and that's where I think I want you to be, because if you do this, Saturn and Scorpio is going to be in a lovely sextile again with your North Node. So we're talking about balancing. If you went through something that was revealing or that changed your dynamics in any way, it's time. We never as human beings just sit down and process our life. We don't. We don't ever pause and just take a moment and think about just peace and happiness. We run through all the things we did wrong. We mentally drive ourselves crazy, or we physically go try to attain something that makes us feel better. Go shop, go get something that makes us feel good. Or we go work out and we try to strive for something more. But there are times that we just need a little bit of a downtime, of a balancing time, of just a processing, of just listening to the rain. I woke up this morning and it was just pouring down rain, and it just feels like fall. And I just watched the rain and prepped for today, and it was just a North Node in Libra moment where, part of the ascension is to be a mature adult about what's going on in your life. Part of ascension and having a Libra North Node moment where you are in control of your mental faculties. These things don't get to you. People don't get to take away your personal power by saying things or living your life or doing things to you that you don't find empowering. They don't get to take your power. You have your power. It's all stored. It's like, okay, you don't want to be on board with the way that I am, then that's okay. You can take your shit and leave. Like, I don't care. Because you have enough inner strength to know that you are on a journey. And this is a private journey. And not everybody needs to be on your same exact journey with you. And that's okay. Because the beautiful thing is that the moon in Pisces and the South Node in Aries and the North Node are all going to be incredibly supported by Saturn and Scorpio today. So this is about taking control of your peace, taking control of your serenity, taking control of the moments that take you out of control, taking control of your emotional faculties, looking at where you suffer maybe and just analyzing it for what it is and coming up with a creative and unusual idea that you never would have thought about when you weren't in a peaceful state. If you are in a peaceful state and if you find a way to stay calm and remote emotionally from emotional situations, you come up with some of the best dynamics that you can have to problem solve out how you get to the level where you want to be at in that particular aspect. So I'm going to try something strange and different that I never have. I am going to try to look at the aspects, and I'm going to put us all on a mental diet. You guys can go on the mental diet with me if you want to, but I think it's a great idea, and so we're going to do it. Let's get our mental routines back on track. Let's find a way through using the energy that we can utilize positive outcomes, right? And we can use energy to do that. And I'm going to tell you where your energy may be diverted, such as this Pluto in Capricorn. It could be diverted. You could have a power struggle. And it could mean that you are just having a little bit of problems having life-work balance, housework balance, obligation balance, relationship balance, how you are finding enough time for you to be able to do the mental and health routines that you want to. You could have some time because you feel tore and obligated to many things and many people. And, that does not bring you into the peaceful state that you need to be in if you really want to utilize the energy correctly. Sorry, I keep losing my voice. I'm going to get through this if it's the last thing I do. So the mental diet that I want us all to go on is we're gonna do something every single day that makes us feel good about ourselves. And I'm not talking about tangible. Okay, we want to stay away from tangible things because tangible things, we can lose tangible things, right? So it can't be, you know what, if I save for a little while, I could go out and get that car that I want, you know, and that's something to be proud of. No, that's a tangible thing, because you lose your job and you lose the ability to pay your car payment. So I don't want you to, it can be nothing tangible. It has to be something that you do that either restores your vessel or restores you mentally. Okay, we're going to do this every day, and we're going to do it together. I think it's a great idea, because you know what? The holidays are coming, and we have a new start. It's a fresh new air that's coming in, and there's so much to be appreciated in the non-tangible, you know, and just the little basic things. So let's talk about this. As of Monday, day 1, we're going to have a focus on nothing but ways to empower you mentally, both and physically. So we'll just talk and we'll have a good time with it, and we'll see how that works out. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for tuning into Annette's Astrology Corner. Today can be a wonderful and amazing day if you just concentrate on having the control over where you place your personal power. I want you to be very mindful of that, because if you place it in a North Node, you're going to have in Libran energy, in balancing energy, in peace-making energy, in, you know, doing for others, and in partnerships, and doing stuff for others in your partnerships that create a giving and loving state of mind, but you're not giving so much that you don't have any time for yourself. You're balancing. So you're saying, okay, I did this great thing for this person, but now I'm going to do something really nice for me. Maybe I'm going to go take a long bath or a really hot shower, or I'm going to, I don't know. Sometimes when I get in, like, the things I do for myself is I deep condition my hair, and I do like a mask, and I put on my favorite movie, and I put on some warm fuzzy stuff, and that is just like all like wrapping a nurturing blanket around my mental state. And that's what I do. That's all Cancerian stuff, but and I love like all my fuzzy and my blanket, and I got my dog and my cat and my tea, and I have this whole nurturing experience all by myself. And so do some of that, because the South Node will be supported, it'll be trined, and so you're not going to want to, this isn't about making solid, progressive, all North Node, gung-ho energy. No, 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 no. This is just a day full of just lovely trines and balancing in this moment. I totally appreciate you guys allowing me to be a little bit sick, because dang. And I'm going to get all my weeklies out. I'm going to get this all caught back up again. So I love all you guys. We start day 1 of your mental diet as of tomorrow. Have a fabulous and very loving and peaceful day, and I will see you again tomorrow.